There's a mistake that I see a lot of people in the spiritual community make, and I don't want you to make it. And if you are, let's clear it up now so that you don't carry it forward, because this is it. This is your ascension life. And what that means is that as you go through day by day, if you get something wrong at the fundamental level because you misunderstand something, because you misinterpret something, you carry that misinterpretation and then you amplify the misinterpretation, which is exactly what I don't want you to do. So let's iron this out if you're making this mistake. Okay, here it is. So many people in my comment section come up with variations of the same misunderstanding, which of course is what prompted this video. And by the way, to all the people in the last video that said your sound is too low, I can't hear you. There were a lot of you, and I so apologize. It was entirely my fault. I had this exact microphone the wrong way around. I know, what a bozo. That's exactly what I did. I had no idea that I did that. I was literally recording the back end of the microphone. That was just crazy. So that's why my sound was very low. To the people who very rudely wrote comments in my comment section saying, Kerry, it's time for you to invest in some proper equipment. It's not really. It's just time for me to use my noggin and figure out which way the front and the back is. So thank you for those who sent me compliments and reassurance. Thank you to those who sent me not such compliments, because you know what? You are where you are. I am where I am. We're all doing our best for each other, and I want you to understand this. We're walking each other home. But today, setting up this microphone, my husband was here helping me. I just want to share this little story with you. Here he is helping me. Thank God we know and love each other so deeply. And we were both getting so frustrated because we couldn't get the audio levels right. By the way, I hope this is better. I do sincerely hope. This literally took me the entire day. Well, more him actually, trying to figure out the various audio settings. Who knew? Who knew that we're 1,001 audio settings? I just thought you plug in a microphone and off you go, but apparently no. Nonetheless, we got on each other's nerves. That's what happened. We both got tense and we got on each other's nerves, and thank God we could laugh about it and hug each other in the end and just laugh at ourselves and at each other for getting so irate over something, a microphone. This is going to happen in your life though. This is going to happen in your spiritual development though. Just at that point where you're learning something new, you're going to be challenged, and then you're going to be overwhelmed, and then you're going to get frustrated, and then you might very well bark at somebody else and bite their head off and not even know it or mean it. So be mindful of the fact that we're all in the same place. We are all trying to find our feet as we navigate the ascension passageway, and as we do, we're going to fumble, we're going to stumble, we're going to fall, we're going to put microphones back to front, we're going to moan too much or not say anything at all. Whichever way around it goes, be lenient with yourself so that you can be lenient with others. You cannot be kind to another human being until you learn to be kind to this person. Touch your chest and go, yeah, it's me. I've got to be kind here in order for me to be kind to the world. Have you noticed, God, there's a very disturbing trend that I'm seeing, and I do find it disturbing. And I notice it in the branding of children's clothing right now. Be kind. Everything's about be kind. Don't make be kind an instruction to another human being. Make it a state within that you live by. Be kind here within. Because when you do, and if you understand this, you're going to understand something so profound. When you do, it's impossible to be unkind unduly to somebody external to you when you're kind to you. So the focus should therefore be treat yourself with love, treat yourself with compassion, treat yourself with kindness, treat yourself with tolerance. Because very often I see people, and Brian, my husband, he's a funny dude, man. He makes me laugh every day. One of the funny things that he's recently said is there are people in this world who have a problem for every solution. And this is true. There are people in this world that I almost want to say to them, thank God you had something to complain about. this will be in one of my, and it's not everyone. It's like the tiniest percentage of people, but it never fails to amaze me that people will watch an entire video without gratitude. And guess what happens when you rob yourself? I'm not asking you to be grateful to me. No. When you rob yourself by not expressing your gratitude through you, because that's what gratitude is. Gratitude is awe and wonder at the world that you live in. And when that ripples out of you, guess where it originates? It originates in you. You are the literal ripple in that case. But people forget to live in gratitude. So what they do is they gripe and they moan instead. And it's those people that I have this little retort in my head sometimes that says, well, thank God you could moan about the fact that there was a shadow on my face. Thank God you found something that you could see problem with. Thank God, because what would your life be if you couldn't moan? What would your life be, I want to say to some people, if everything was just okay? If you had nothing to upset you, would you even know who you are? Would you even know what to do? The comments that I've received lately have been off the charts. I received one on TikTok just the other day. It said, Kerry, I love you so much, but could you just stop using your hands when you speak? And you guys know me. Come on. If you've watched my videos before, have I ever not spoken with my hands? Is it possible? Well, yeah, but then it wouldn't be me. See, this is my Kerryness. And you know what my job is? My job is to be as very Kerry as I can possibly be, in the same way that your job is to be as very you as you can possibly be. And this is me. And I can't be less me to accommodate somebody else, because if I compromise, and by compromise, I mean self-compromise, I'm going to destroy the fabric of what I'm creating here and thereby not serve anybody else. So if my hand movements bug you, either don't watch them or just don't watch me. And if my audio volume doesn't work for you, look, there's times when I'm a bozo and I put the microphone the wrong way around, whatever it is. It's so important as we move forward right now that we start being the people who are the problem solvers instead of the ones finding a problem for every solution. Gratitude is the thing that opens you up to be the problem solver. Hey, Kerry, I can't hear you properly, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put headphones in. Problem solved. Hey, Kerry, I get so annoyed when you say this word or do this thing, so I'm just not going to listen to you anymore. Problem solved. Life should be smooth sailing. It should be simple and beautiful. And that's what I want for you. I want that ease in your life. Okay, Kerry, what's the point of the video? Let's get back to it. Kerry went off on a rant. Okay, bring myself back. Don't make this mistake. Here it is. The mistake is when people say, oh, so all I have to do is be me. Because it's a rare video that I make where I won't talk about the power and the potency of just being you. In fact, I did that moments ago in my rant. I said, be the love, be the kindness, be. So what I'm saying to you is there's all of this conditioning. There's all of this external conditioning which will rule and run you until you do. But in order for you to become the leader of your life, you've got to step into authority, autonomy. You've got to step into your power. And this is where I use this phrase, to be you, to step into your truth. And people go, oh, okay. So now I understand what I got to do. But understanding what you got to do isn't going to make you do it. And I want to be transparent with you guys. I want to be clear with you guys. I put a lot of content up here on social media for free in service to humanity and to those who are ascending, because I feel strongly that the spiritual community in particular was very misdirected, manipulated, and misled. So I'm creating counterbalance for those who want it. I'm creating a space where I can speak truth for those who are searching for it and who are in resonance to it. I am aware that's not going to be everyone. But what I'm doing here on social media is I'm just giving you information. That's all it is. And this is the transparency. Information will not ascend you, but people behave as if it will. So they learn things, kind of like, okay, so I've got to do this thing. I've got to just be me. Now, I've memorized the sentence, so now surely I'm going to ascend. Because you understand something logically, mentally, at the linear level, no, it does not mean that you can apply it. That's a mastery. That is a mystery to unfold. It's an every single solitary day practice. It's a devotion. It's a commitment. It's a loyalty to you. Ironically, we always say in the world, and I hear people say this all the time, I wish people would be more loyal. My friends are disloyal, or my husband cheated, or my wife cheated, because we are so busy betraying ourselves. We are so busy being disloyal to ourselves by not committing to our own inner growth. So when I say you have to be you, and literally that's it, literally, that is the pathway to enlightenment. That is what it takes for you to ascend. It is to throw off the cloak of this persona, this imposed persona called the ego, and the associated false matrix attached to it. And when that happens, what is left is the true essence of you. The essence self is already ascended. Therefore, you don't even have to ascend. You've only got to take off the illusion that you're unascended. Take off the cloak of the illusion, which is the ego, and its bindings to the false matrix. It sounds so easy, but when I say this, when I say the words, all you got to do is be you, as simple as it is, I know it. Those of you in my online community, if you've been with me long enough, you're already rolling your eyes because you know exactly what comes next, just because it's simple. And it is. Just be you. Couldn't be more simple. Just because something's simple does not imply that it's easy. Doesn't mean that it's easy at all. In fact, this is the most challenging thing to do. So this is what I want you to focus on. I want you to focus on ways for you to connect to the essence. Okay, so if Kerry's saying, I've got to just be me, which sounds like a very simple thing to do, what she's really saying is, I've got to transcend the limitation of my linear thinking that thinks it understands that and therefore doesn't have to do any work with what I've just said. I've got to transcend the linear mind and embrace, well, the unknown essence and presence of me, which is an experiential field, which translates into a feeling. So it would be very, very beneficial, therefore, to get into more guided meditations. And I like, especially for those of you that say to me, my mind is wandering, I can't focus. Okay, then you really need guided meditations. I've got a couple on quite a few, in fact, on my online shop. You don't have to do only mine, do whoever's guided meditation works for you. But that's very, very supportive. You guys will know by now, I recommend it often, the trilogy meditation of deep relaxation on my website. That's very important. But any of them, there's a lovely one called You Are Love. There's just so many. Go and find the one that you feel resonant with, and quite honestly, close your eyes. If you take a meditation and it's a video recorded meditation, so you can see me or you can see the other person, do not watch. You've got to close your eyes, get inside, because that's where the connection to presence and essence happens. That's where the cloak starts falling off. That's where you start gaining access to the true you, and that's the prize. That's what you want. So ultimately, transcend the limitation of what you think you understand, and understand the devotion and the loyalty that it's going to take for you to actually do the doing part of that sentence. That's the very reason why I have my online community, because I don't want to be here saying, all you got to do is be you. So simple, guys. Why can't you do it? Come on, go ahead, do it. I understand what it takes. I understand the daily devotion and the weekly coaching and reinforcement that journey requires. It is not something you do once and go, baby, I have done it. I have arrived. It is something that you practice ongoing. And then you're going to find this amazing thrill through practice, evolution, suddenly epiphanies, suddenly healings, suddenly miracles, suddenly insights. Where are they coming from? It comes from the accumulation. Because all of the work that I'm sharing with you in the online community, that is accumulative. It builds up. And then one day, suddenly you go, hey, I'm so much more peaceful and I have no idea where that came from. So understand that in my transparency, I'm saying to you, this is the work that you've got to do. Here's my sacred container where that work transpires. I don't want you to get stuck in the linearity of what I'm saying. Now, some of you either won't want to be in the online community. I respect that more than you could ever know. You don't even need to comment in the comment section if you don't want to. Just don't. If you do want to, but you're unable to because for whatever reason, maybe financially you can't afford it, or you don't have the time, or you don't have whatever, then just respect that that's where you are right now, and everything is in a process of transformation. Nothing is fixed. Everything is in flow. So just be in the flow, right? Just be you means there is a you that you're here to discover that you are not yet. Being able to say the sentence, I'm here to be me, and being me are two entirely different acts. So I hope that this supports you. Lots of love from my heart to yours. I'll speak to you really soon. Bye-bye for now.